Canada and India find themselves entangled in an increasingly intensifying diplomatic standoff.
A Canadian citizen on Canadian soil.
Following Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's accusation that the Indian government was involved in the assassination of a Canadian national and an alleged Sikh separatist activist, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, on Canadian soil. India has vehemently denied these allegations, leveling them as absurd and motivated. In response, India has accused Canada of sheltering individuals linked to the Khalistani Sikh separatist movement, which it considers a terrorist threat. Both countries have expelled senior diplomats, and India has temporarily suspended visa services for Canadian citizens. To delve into this complex diplomatic brawl and its broader geopolitical implications, we are joined by Akshobh Giridhar Das, a geopolitical analyst and a visiting fellow at the Washington, D.C. based Observer Research Foundation. Welcome to CGTN, Akshobh.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
How is the diplomatic dispute between India and Canada being viewed from the power corridors in Washington, D.C., especially in the light of Canada's status as a member of the Five Eyes intelligence alliance and India's increasing role as a key strategic partner of the U.S.?
The United States, like all major powers, perhaps privately has an opinion. Publicly, they're not going to do anything to sabotage their relations with India or Canada, partly because there is a long-standing alliance and friendship with Canada. But there is also very important geostrategic relationship with India that cannot be ignored or even afford to be diluted. I think what's going to happen is obviously Canada tried to cajole its Five Eyes, other members of the Five Eyes, the other G7 members and G20 members to try and put out some stern warning. But the United States, ironically, is probably taking a line the way India did on the Russia-Ukraine issue. There is a fundamental issue of national security and key concern, the national strategy over this overarching narrative of American ideals. And no doubt about it that the United States has had its back channel talks with Ottawa and assuage them that that they will do their best to be mediators. But I don't think the United States will publicly come out and reprimand. So the United States is going to maybe the diplomatic delicate dance, if you will, because at the same time, offending a vital partner is not its interest.
While Canada's fellow Five Eyes members, the US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand, are slowly but gradually coming in support of Ottawa's investigation into the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, we have still not seen a collective outcry against India as typically seen in such cases. So what do you make of the responses coming from the Western capitals to the crisis?
Par for the course, because again, countries don't want to wade into things that will not help them. Australia's got a very, very strong relationship with New Delhi, and that's grown, be it in the Quad, be it in Indo-Pacific, be it in joint military naval exercises. The UK and India are talking about the free trade agreement that's going back and forth. The UK right now has a prime minister of Indian origin as well. New Zealand, with your respect, is not a strong geopolitical heft. But New Zealand is not one to ruffle feathers. So they will. It's again, things will be said in diplomatic niceties or anodyne homilies with scripted answers, but no country is going to sour that. Which is exactly why Justin Trudeau should have recalibrated this a little more closely.